Welcome to Everyday Life of Ralph Powers. Welcome to Everyday Life of Ralph Powers. Froot Loops Man. See if we can turn up some lights here. Hello.
A couple months, we're all going to go to different schools. And I'm glad they forgot the pain. Because Orson was never Storson while we were here. Damn straight. We rock this town. Epic. I just lost a shoe.
I'm just like everybody else. Oh yeah, I put my pants on one leg at a time. Except my pants are 22 different flavors. But other than that, I'm completely normal.
Try any of our 22 delicious flavors. Smile, it's Kool-Aid.
A house full of savings at Macy's Home Sale. Save big on hundreds of items for your home. Down comforters from Vail Collection by Charter Club, now 60% off. Get this Circulon 12-piece cookware set, only $99.99. Samsonite Delsey Travel Pro Ricardo luggage, 50% off plus a $50 gift card. Take 40% off all Charter Club Damask 500 thread count sheet sets. Stock up now on everything for your home at Macy's Home Sale.
Everybody, please in.
Life doesn't pause for a UTI. Why should you? Azo's the only line of pain products for fast, complete UTI symptom relief, so you'll never miss a beat. And maintain a healthy urinary tract with Azo Cranberry Supplement.
Anticipate the walk to come. Create more moments like this and save 50% on hundreds of items like collars, dog toys, and dog treats at PetSmart.
Kellogg's Crave, a totally different breed of chocolate cereal. Those wicked good outside, smooth chocolate inside. Crave cereal. Take the Dairy Cream Challenge on Facebook if you dare.
My mission is to inspire people to care about killer whales in the wild all over the world.
The work we're doing here at SeaWorld has been and is essential to understanding and protecting the killer whales in the wild.
My hope for people when they leave SeaWorld is that getting close to these animals will actually make them care more than they did when they came. That these magnificent creatures touch them the way that they've inspired and touched us. Keep the change. At Famous Footwear, we're not just selling back-to-school shoes. We're selling straight-up confidence. We've done our homework to find the hottest shoes to send your kids back in style, like our exclusive shimmer print Converse high tops. Anybody see me? Only at Famous Footwear. Famous Footwear. Victory is yours.
Tonight, hey, Gabby.
Did someone co-op my name?
Jesse McCartney guest stars on an all-new Young and Hungry.
Friends.
You hookups. Old feelings.
100% of your relationships have failed. I know, and I just wanted a chance to let this one fail too.
And everyone is keeping secrets. So never telling anyone about this. All new Young and Hungry. Tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on ABC Family.
Well, how do we do this?
I guess
young
Class.
and I'm
We will find words. We can continue reading chapter 23. If you finish, you can proceed to chapter 24.
Is smiling contagious? After many attempts with multiple subjects, including family, friends, a Red Lobster waitress, and an unfriendly baby, I, unfortunately, was unable to prove my hypothesis. However, like many scientists before me, I refuse to
I'm
admit
young,
to me. It
and I'm
took
hungry.
10 years to prove E equals MC squared, and if it takes me that long to prove smiling is contagious, then I am up for the challenge. For I believe there are some things that defy logic.
No way. An iPad? And a sword from the fire?
Oh, this is better than being a good parent.
French anatomist Duchenne wrote that joy is expressed on the face by contraction of the muscles, but it can only be put in play by the sweet emotions of the soul.
Good to miss you guys.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, I love it.
Oh, okay. Darren just made it weird.
Sorry. I'm very emotional right now.
Come on, man.
And Duchenne had a whole smile named after him. Think of the smiles over the years that have inspired a whole world to happiness. Mona Lisa's, Justin Bieber's. Some might laugh at me, I know, just as they laughed at John Gurdon. He was told in high school that he would never be a scientist. He just won the Nobel Prize. I guess it just proves that being dismissed by people who think they know better is not an obstacle to winning a Nobel Prize. So I will continue with my research, one smile at a time, until I prove that smiling is contagious. Because I don't want to live in a world where it isn't.
The following CBN telecast does not reflect the views of ABC Family.
I hate the 700 Club.
And stories of motivating inspiration.
So boring.
Watch the 700 Club. Weekdays at 10 a.m. They had careers, homes.
Right, making carrot oil. Figure out a way to throw some texture in there. So I make. Let's see what is living with and making hard decisions. So we've got to be smart about where we go down in the hot zone and try to pick as much low-hanging fruit as we possibly can early.
Today is Wednesday, July 30th, 2014. It's 8:31 a.m. or no? And I will be going down to the library shortly. Yesterday, I was witness to hit and run car accident. Take a look, because this video The officer who responded to the call wants this clip to the accident I caught. Take a look.
It's time to turn back to operating. They have minutes before they're in the red.
Yep, so hopefully that'll be useful to help catch the person.
Down there, they'll take personal risk in order to try to save another American.
3, 1, 2, 3. Once this search and extraction Marines find that casualty, they pull them out of the building, move them to what we call our casualty collection point. That's where we have another set of doctors forming back there that are doing continuing triage and continuing stabilization as required.
There are a few things more uncomfortable to talk about than triage for people who have dedicated their lives and their professions to saving people and helping people.
The military casualty sorting system called DIME, delayed, immediate, minimal, and expectant, places victims in 4 categories.
How are we going to hear from people who have lots of radioactive material on them or in them, but also have a severe burn or a terrible crushing abdominal injury? We're going to have challenges that hardly anybody in our first responder community has ever seen.
Woman was pronounced dead on the scene. Now, a lot of details are still coming in, including what caused the crash. Police are trying to interview witnesses at this point. They say a lot of people heard that crash, and we spoke with one of them.
Yeah, I used to have problems sleeping, so I sat on my porch a lot at night, and I heard a big crash, and it scared me pretty well. I wasn't sure what it was.
Several people heard the collision, so we are speaking to all of those witnesses and people that heard it, trying to piece together and investigating what happened.
Police continue to investigate just what caused the crash, as well as which direction the cars were headed in.
Good listen to cereal, man.
Make sure to keep you posted on all of these details as we get them. Reporting from 11th and Mitchell, Crystal Cass, for Fox 6 News.
Something new and unique on McDonald's menu in Japan.
And a mom charged with letting her child walk to the park alone. Angelica's here with more of the stories you're checking out on our website.
Yeah, a Florida mother facing child neglect charges after she allowed her son to walk to a local park alone. She says he's old enough, but police disagreed. Last Saturday, Nicole Gainey gave her 7-year-old son permission to walk from her house to a local park, about a half mile from their Port St. Lucie home, which is about a 10 to 15-minute walk. Along the way, the 7-year-old passed a public pool, and someone there asked him where his mom was, and that's when police were called. Head to our website to see why the mom still believes she did nothing wrong. And if you like McDonald's chicken nuggets, well, you may have to go all the way to Japan to try the company's new alternative. We're talking tofu and fish nuggets. McDonald's Japan rolled out tofu Shinjo McNuggets today. Yeah, take a look at this. This is made from a mishmash of minced whitefish, tofu, and veggies, including edamame, soybeans, and carrots. The country's unit of McDonald's says that the tofu and fish nuggets were planned as part of McDonald's summer products. Go to our website to find out how a meat scandal in China may have prompted that new dish. I try everything, so I would try it. The question, Kim and Jessup, is would you?
You already know.
Oh, man, I mean, it sounds like something that could be on the state fair menu.
Exactly, and they experimental.
And sell none.
None. All right, final preps are underway. Speaking of the fair, it kicks off tomorrow.
Yeah, before the gates open, inspectors, though, have to make their rounds to make sure all those rides are safe for you and your kids. Ride operators in Spin City actually go through 2 separate inspections. The state has its own inspectors that come and check on the rides, while the state fair itself has hired an outside firm to do its own inspections. Those private inspectors say they see many of the same ride operators as they tour around the country during the inspection process. The rides are tested for how they react in an emergency, such as a power outage. The private inspection firm also has a say in which operators are allowed into the fair, so if someone doesn't cooperate during an inspection, they will not be back. Oh, besides the rides, a fair wouldn't be a fair without the food. Not too sure about the fish nuggets, but there's plenty of really good food.
And that's what they have Golden Sporkies for. Our Beverly Taylor reports on this year's finalists and what they served up. Call it a pre-state fair food competition, and the more unusual the item, the better. For instance, this may
I
look
have
like
cramp in my leg. This one here.
but no. A peanut butter
I get them all the time.
burger. Celebrity judges got
Both
to
legs
sink their
sometimes.
teeth into
I know it's
each
this one.
item's food item.
This one
We
here.
ask our vendors to get creative. They have to submit their items in the spring, so this all starts long before the fair begins.
The competitors are vying for a coveted golden sport trophy. How about
He tried maple bacon cookie dough.
The first several bites have been great, and yes, a cup of coffee or even a hot cup of tea would be a perfect compliment.
food is an appropriate way to signal the start of State Fair Thursday? The same item, peanut butter and jelly sandwich gelato, won all 3 trophies for best.
Would anybody out there like to have fish nuggets,
Lacopa Artisan Gelato
tofu nuggets?
Sawal says it's all about layering.
Layer of peanut butter on the cake layer just to give it that extra crunch, and then we also added some more peanuts on top because now you're going from sweet to a little bit sour to crunch all together in one spoonful. You got a right combination with
A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down.
and it's also in a
Medicine go down.
Beverly Taylor,
Medicine
Fox
go
6 News.
down.
If Gilbert Brown likes your food, you're doing something right. 1 Golden Spork Award still to be given away. Fair visitors get to vote on their favorite item among the 8 finalists through social media. It's hashtag FairGoersFave for Twitter users out there. Use that. Voting ends on Monday. Well, still ahead here on Wake Up, a partly sunny Wednesday. Highs in the 70s. Is more rain on the way. Tom will fill you in with your 6-day forecast coming up.
Plus, it is the sweetest day of the year. It's National Cheesecake Day, and the Cheesecake Factory is here. A lollipop and lemon meringue recipe. That's after the break.
Oh my gosh, we are spoiled.
Safford Toyota has always stood out from the others because we treat our customers how they should be treated, with first-class customer service, and we have 26 President's Awards to prove it. It's Safford's summer clearance time. We have amazing deals on motto closeouts, like the Camry LE for only $189 per month, or the Corolla LE for just $154 per month. We need room for the 2015, so the 14s must go. Come in today for these lease offers and experience the Safford difference.
I needed to see a lawyer about my car wreck, but I couldn't leave my house.
I was really hurt and I couldn't drive. I needed someone that would come to me.
We know the last thing you want to do after a car wreck is worry about driving to see a lawyer. That's why we'll come to you. Call us right now.
Gruber Law offices came to my house.
And when my case settled, they got me $300,000.
Whether you live in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Madison, Racine, or anywhere in between, we'll come to you. One call, that's all.
Welcome to Dining Furniture Showcase. We've changed our name, but not our service and selection. We are Wisconsin's largest dining furniture showroom, serving the community for over 33 years. With over 220 sets on display and our guaranteed lowest prices, you can custom order or take home the same day. Dining Furniture Showcase. Still the same location, still the greatest selection. Dining Furniture Showcase. Stop in today.
Fendi. For a limited time, the biggest name in fashion is on sale at America's Best. Fendi. On sale.
Wait, what? Fendi is on sale at America's Best?
That's right. For a limited time, get 2 pairs of Fendi eyeglasses for $99.95 with a free eye exam. Only at America's Best. Quantities are limited, so hurry in or call 1-800-2-PAIR to schedule an appointment today.
It all comes down to this. Danny Walker with the plate. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs.
Come on, Danny, this is it.
Walker digs in.
Whew. Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired.
Gotta get up in a few hours. Stream your favorite movies with Uverse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the Uverse revolves around you.
Do you dare challenge the giant?
Step aside, guys. I got this.
Six Flags New Goliath. The world's tallest, world's fastest, world's steepest wooden coaster. Save up to $21 with any can of Coke. Goliath, the giant of all coasters. Go Six Flags.
Wanna go again?
The biggest news in
Well,
Wisconsin.
I'll see y'all later.
The Fox 6 Storm Center is on it.
Summer in Wisconsin.
You can go to the Fox 6 Storm Center because you matter.
Critics say dance is the best competition show on television. And Fox Wednesday, the remaining 14 dancers try to shoot to the top. You seem to have rockets that fly out of your body with guest judge Christina Applegate.
It's gonna change everything.
So you think you can dance?
Tonight at 7 on Fox 6.
Coming up this morning on Real Milwaukee, what if I told you that you could eat your way to the fan without getting food?
No. No way. But it is true. Our registered dietitian is here with tips on how to eat foods on a stick. Well, sort of. Sort of is the key word here. Singing. Here's that.
Alright. Now, thanks. Well, they are my girl's best friend. But you know what they're about to get?
The company is stretching out with a pricey new line. Find out what it is and just how much it costs. Real Milwaukee's next.
Alright, ladies, thank you. I'm just surprised they were actually able to stay in that studio with what we got going on in our studio. It is time to celebrate National Cheesecake Day. Yes, Mike Fisher from the Cheesecake Factory. Who else you can celebrate Cheesecake, National Cheesecake Day with? Then, of course, the Cheesecake Factory. And you guys brought the spread. It looks awesome. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
This is great.
Like when you think about cheesecake, you think like really big restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Big restaurant, huge plates,
And a huge menu.
huge menu,
Yes.
250 items, everything made fresh, daily, from scratch. Nothing's frozen.
You guys do a great job.
So when I think about like cheesecake and I think about, big, we celebrate big. So today's National Cheesecake Day. We're celebrating today and we're celebrating tomorrow. Any slice, half price for any of our dining guests.
Man, okay.
Which is pretty cool because we have over 30 legendary flavors. So if you want to come in and try something new or your favorite one, we've got tons.
And speaking of new, you guys are rolling out something new this time.
So that's what we're doing. We're rolling out the new lemon meringue cheesecake, which is right here up front. It's a lemon meringue cheesecake. It is lemon cream cheesecake, and it's topped with vanilla mascarpone mousse, topped with a homemade meringue that we blowtorch. And then it all comes on top of vanilla crumb crust, and it is just ridiculous. It is so good. It's perfect timing because it's in summer, and it's just a really bright, vibrant flavor, and it's just really, really, really good.
Awesome, definitely. And that one too, tomorrow and the next day are half off for today.
Today and tomorrow.
You're dining only.
Yep, that's right.
At home, you want to do something fun for the kids. If they
Off to wherever I go.
Factory into your home, you got something fun for them.
Right. This is something that I like to do. I don't want to do it.
I was 8 months, but they'll be rolling the cheesecake soon enough.
Right. I have a 7 and a 4-year-old, so it's like chaos in my house. But this is something that's like fun. It's like totally, it breaks up the monotony. It's something fun you can do.
Yeah.
You can take your favorite slice of cheesecake. I just have a slice of original. You can take your white chocolate, raspberry. You can take your Adams peanut butter fudge ripple, any of your favorites, and just take it just like this. And I'm going to show you. You take your original cheesecake, and then you just grab it like an ice cream scoop you get in the store. And you're just going to scoop it out. All right? You're going to scoop it out. Use the crust. You can put the crust. It gives you a little more texture. You're going to scoop it out. You're going to ball it up. And you're going to put it in the freezer. You're going to freeze it. Okay? It's going to come out looking something like this. And you're going to put a cake. You're going to put a little pop in there.
So this is just a ball of your actual cheesecake?
That's exactly what it is.
In the restaurant.
Right.
Okay.
So now you take it, and I've got a fondue pot of chocolate. But you can totally do it with like a microwave safe bowl with some chocolate chips, some unsalted butter, you do it like 30 seconds at a time, mix it up, 30 more seconds, until it's lumped in, it looks something like this.
This is what you do on the first cheesecake.
Yeah, this is something you can do.
Off to the library I go, man.
So, you get off, and you got
very wet day today, and right now I'm heading on up to Woodman's to get some stuff from the grocery store. Maybe I'll go up to Walmart instead. Looks nothing like the picture. Oh, maybe. I'll eat it.
From anywhere with your mobile device. Plus, you can watch Suits and thousands of shows live and on demand in your home.
It's impressive, but not relevant to our case. Why'd you call this guy? Me. Donna?
Call now to get a bundle starting at $79.99 a month. Upgrade to a qualifying package to get a free Dell 2-in-1. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Right now, call the number on your screen today and let us know you get the compensation you deserve. This situation will
Welcome back to Lead here right now, waiting for President Obama to come out and speak. We're always going to talk about Iran. As soon as he comes out, we will bring that to you live. But let's turn to the sports lead. Rubbin is racing. That's at least how Robert Duvall's oil-slicked character in Days of Thunder perfectly described the world of driving, a sport where riding bumper to bumper at gear-splitting speeds is the norm. But it also means there's only a margin of inches for drivers, and things can turn deadly all too quickly, and that is what happened, sadly, Saturday night at a junior circuit race. The video of what happened is so graphic, we're only going to show you part of it. Racing star Tony Stewart spun out the car of a 20-year-old racer named Kevin Ward Jr. when Jr. got out, furious, gesturing at Stewart on his next lap around the dirt track. The three-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champ fishtailed and caught Ward under his wheels, where the car flung him against the guardrail. By the time he got to a local hospital, Ward was dead. Right now, Stewart faces no charges related to the fatal wreck, but local police say an investigation into the incident is ongoing. And joining me now is host of CNN's Unguarded, Rachel Nichols. Rachel, great to see you as always. So Stewart released a statement expressing his condolences, saying, "There aren't words to describe the sadness I feel about the accident that took the life of Kevin Ward Jr." What are you hearing from people in the racing world about this disaster?
Well, I think first there's just a lot of sadness and shock. This, of course, happens all too often in what is supposed to be a sport. And even though it is a reality of racing that people die every time it happens, especially with a young man, 20 years old, it sends shockwaves through everyone. Then once people move on from the condolences of Kevin Ward Jr. to Tony Stewart, I'm not sure people really know what to think. There was a lot of confusing things coming out of his camp in the first hours after this happened. The morning at Watkins Glen, the next race he was supposed to race, there was a quote from someone in his crew saying, quote, "It's business as usual." That was, of course, a very tone-deaf thing to say. It's never business as usual when someone dies. There was questions about whether he would race, and it was some of the other drivers, along with people on his team, who talked him through the idea that maybe it wasn't a good idea to race that day, and ultimately that's what Tony said he decided.
And a witness, Tyler Graves, also a sprint car driver and a friend of Ward's, he told the Sporting News this, quote, "I know Tony could see him. I know how you can see out of these cars. When Tony got close to him, he hit the throttle," unquote. Now that is a very serious accusation.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, there's a lot of emotion going on here. I am not sure someone sitting in the stands, which is where that driver was sitting, would have the absolute, unassailable, accurate idea of exactly what happened in the track at that moment. That's why the police are investigating and trying to talk to as many people as they can who are actually a little bit closer. It's tough to say if we're ever going to know what happened. Did he open up the throttle, hit the throttle a little bit because he was trying to avoid Ward? Was he trying to rev up and maybe teach Ward a little bit of a lesson, clip him a little, or just scare him a little bit? Maybe he didn't see him at all. That's one thing that the police are investigating right now. They're looking at the lighting conditions, the fact that Ward was wearing a black suit. It's not one of the more well-lit dirt tracks we have in this country. And did Tony Stewart see him with the way that car is set up?
And Stewart, of course, has a long sheet of on- and off-track incidents. He punched a photographer in 2002. There's this infamous incident caught on video where he hurled his helmet at an oncoming car in 2012, marching up and down the track exactly like Ward did Saturday. And just last year, of course, he stalked another driver to pit road and took a swing at him. With all this bad behavior, some might even be asking, why is he even allowed to race?
Oh, come on, Jake. Next you're going to tell me you're shocked there's gambling in this establishment. You know that in NASCAR, sports like hockey, this knife edge that they walk on, the idea that they want their athletes to be a little bit tough, to be a little hothead, to be a little rebellious, and sort of walk that line is something that is fine as long as nobody is getting hurt. You hope that in this case, none of that came into play in this accident. That's yet to be determined.
Fair enough. Rachel Nichols, thank you so much.
You know, I have to pay rent. I ain't gonna pay my rent. I have to pay a phone bill. Actually, I don't have a phone bill, but I do have an electric bill. I'm not paying my electric bill. Nope. Or my cable bill. I'm not gonna pay any bills. What I'm going to do is, hold on. What I'm going to do is, hold on. Put this on the bottom of the camera.
Sexual assault cases, but Clark finds money for radio ads, flat-screen TVs, and exercise
My car is falling apart. One expensive piece at a time. Hashtag time for a new car. Perfect timing, Beth, because the Honda Summer Clearance event is here. Check out the Honda Civic with awesome standard features like a rear view camera and Bluetooth. And if I had a dime for every time my customers' old cars go apart and fell through a sinkhole,
I have money here. Right here. Justice again.
On the one hand, you want to put it away to grow with interest. On the other hand,
See how much I have here. 2, 4, $40, 50. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So far I got $60 right here. 61, 62, 63, 64. See, I think I got some in my bank account. 64 so far right here.
teens have turned to leggings and moms have been sporting yoga wear everywhere all day long. The new look has been coined athleisure, and it is all the rage. Jeans, I guess, don't fit into that.
My bank account, I have how much in my account?
Have you seen them?
$9.06. Take out 8. 60. I lost count how much I had. I forgot how much I had.
Looking at the winter outlook doesn't look so great. Unless we get an El Nino. Folks who want a better winter.
How much do I have? How much do I have?
That's what we got out for. Right now, though,
How much do I have? How much do I have?
small scale dynamics here. You can see some of those shallow cold front will rise, starting to get closer and closer to Jefferson County, though. So you'll be looking at that.
$64. $64 plus $8. 64 plus 8.
July, we lost all that was gained in June, pretty much, and we're still looking at being a little bit low so far in August. We are going to be watching those rain showers add about a quarter of an inch to a half an inch in the game.
64 plus 8.
Talking an inch in some spots there.
$72.
Say, where is the rain? You got some overnight. Generally about a quarter of an inch or 3/4 of an inch overnight. fell into Milwaukee County down through Kenosha County right down. We're not close to that, so if you didn't see the rain overnight, we haven't seen it yet. That cold front will get that cold front breaks on through behind it.
So all this together is $72. And I do have plans to do some with it, but I'm not using it to pay bills, not a single bill. What I plan to do is pay for one bill, but it's over at Denny's with my friend. But I won't see her until Wednesday, so I gotta try really hard not to spend any of this money.
It will be a windy start to the day, and then it's going down by the afternoon. Good grilling weather the rest of the week, though. Mid-70s with sunshine. Next chance for rain comes over the weekend, but it won't be a washout. Just want to have the umbrella and maybe a backup plan ready.
Jesse, I used my Google. They're called pajama jeans.
Pajama jeans. All right.
There you go. Coming up, State Fair might be over, but the fun might be on. Rocky will tell you what to look forward to this weekend. And then New York 430 summers, they got time for a dip in the pool. Especially if you're this guy, a mountain bear. Take a dip in the kiddie pool.
And I was just watching the news, enjoying it, a Diet Coke. Diet Coke.
So no matter where you are, at home, on your phone, your tablet, we're there for you when the story happens. Our journalists aren't just waiting for breaking news. We find breaking
That's good.
news. Getting it to you first and giving you more than just the headline. We dig deeper so you get answers right away. Breaking news is what we do. It's what we've always done.
I was really hurt and I couldn't drive. I needed someone that would come to me.
Group of law officers came to my house.
They got me $300,000.
One call, that's all.
In the race for Milwaukee County Sheriff, a clear choice. Chris Mays, 20 years in law enforcement. His detective team at one of the highest crime-solving rates in the city, endorsed by deputy sheriffs and the Police Supervisors Organization.
Chris Meow.
Clark. He opposes
Chris
gun
Meow.
violence prevention legislation, ended the gun and narcotics units in his department, and plays politics with our safety. We don't need a fake cowboy. We need a real sheriff. Vote Chris Mays for sheriff.
You can get a $1,000 turbocharged reward card with a new Volkswagen Turbo. So why are we so obsessed with turbo? Because there's nothing more exhilarating than a powerful ride. And you can get that in places you might not expect, like the Passat. And also in the fun-to-drive Jetta. In fact, Volkswagen has sold more turbos than any other brand over the last 10 years. That is a lot of turbo.
Hurry in and you can get a $1,000 turbocharged reward card and 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2014 Passat S.
Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired.
Gotta get up in a few hours.
Stream your favorite movies with Uverse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the Uverse revolves around you.
Mary Burke served as Jim Doyle's Commerce Secretary. She said, I support Governor Doyle's policies entirely. And when Doyle's term ended, Wisconsin had lost 133,000 jobs. Then Scott Walker took over as governor, and Wisconsin gained over 100,000 jobs. Jobs lost, over 100,000 jobs gained. Here's what Burke and Doyle left us with. Here's the momentum that Walker is creating. Scott Walker, creating jobs, moving Wisconsin forward.
Storm Team 4 now stargazers around the world trying to get a glimpse of the biggest and brightest supermoon of the year. Scientists say last night's moon was 30% brighter than usual. It was a little cloudy here, so a lot of us missed the supermoon. Saw pictures of it on social media.
Is this just one of those things, Jesse Rick, that people like to make it seem like a big deal?
Yes. Really, it's not. And it's
She's gorgeous.
And we did have a few people snap some pictures, mainly on Saturday night, because the skies were a lot more clear then. Take a look at the picture we had sent in to our I Contribute page. Keep on sending those to weather at tmj4.com. But it only appears 30% larger than when the moon is at apogee, which is when it's furthest away from the Earth. The moon is at perigee right now, which is where it's closest. So they're really, compared to a normal moon, only about 12% larger.
Nerd words.
Nerd,
Thank you,
perigee, apogee,
Jesse.
here we
She
go.
lost me on the whole thing. And coming up, our Milwaukee tradition has just been extended.
Plus, get ready to do a little jig. Irish Fest arrives in Wisconsin this week. And it's a family reunion of sorts.
When you was working or at least signed to do a sequel to Mrs. Doubtfire, of course starring in that role with Dustin Hoffman. That was where he of course played the woman trying to get back, who played a woman trying to get back his kids after a divorce, and he had apparently re-signed to play that again. Robin Williams of course was involved in another TV show, I forget the name of it, last fall. That show I believe was canceled at some point last year, but Robin Williams kind of getting back into television, which is where he started. And you know, you go back and you remember that the
Your chant.
role on Laverne and Shirley years and years ago, and then it spun off into its own television series. We are still waiting for comments from people who knew and loved him. The Twitter sphere, as you can imagine, is on fire now. Pam Dauber was his co-star in the Mork and Mindy show. She now lives in this area with her husband Mark Harmon, but we are waiting for more comments to come out, because this is a shock to anyone who has ever been entertained and loved. And this was, you talked about the drug problems. It was the late 70s, Greta, the early 80s. He was addicted to cocaine. The death of a friend and the birth of a son prompted him to quit drugs, he said. And then back on August of 2006,
for those of you who follow me on YouTube
alcoholism
and Facebook,
20 years of sobriety,
I'm aspiring to become a filmmaker,
2009 due to heart problems.
and Robin Williams, he is one of my inspirations to get into film.
The very same track. Jonathan Winters, well known for his bouts with depression over the years, and Robin Williams, as he was coming up into the entertainment world, struck up a kinship with Jonathan Winters and said they would actually spend hours and hours up in Jonathan Winters' attic, and they would pick up toys and they would do these impromptu ad-lib comedy skits. And Robin Williams says that's where he became great at just going on and on for hours and doing these different comedy routines. And of course, Robin Williams suffered very much the same track that Jonathan Winters did. Robin Williams, of course, rallied many times, made great movies, was a great contributor to the world of television. He was also a genuine human being. We lived in Tiburon when we first started working for Fox News Channel, Greta, many years ago, and you would run across him and others, and he was always very gracious to everybody who came across his path. I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but still a very gracious individual. And again, Robin Williams, we're being told, died of asphyxiation. Won't say suicide. The family says he was suffering depression, but the sheriff's office is saying that it appears to be a case of suicide at just before noon today here on the West Coast, Greta.
You know, Trace, when these people have entertained you so much and they made you laugh. I mean, he made all of us laugh. It's so hard to think of him as being a depressed guy, you know, in the sense that, you know, it's so stunning and so almost more difficult to understand his death, assuming that it's by suicide. And certainly the indications are, at least from what we're hearing so far as suicide, is that, you know, he was so busy making all of us feel good, and at the same time, you know, he was feeling really bad. And you guys suppose that the drugs, the alcohol didn't help it, but you know, it's very difficult to look at this vibrant man on our screen right now, all this B-roll of him tape with he's smiling, he's laughing, making all of us laugh, and now suddenly we discover that you know, that he's dead. It's very, very difficult, isn't it?
Unincorporated Tiburon, California. That is the town where Robin Williams lives. Now, the sheriff's office, as well as the Tiburon Fire Department and the Southern Marin Fire Protection District, they were also dispatched to that area. Then the male subject, as they are listing here in their release, they say was pronounced deceased at 12:02 p.m. That was 7 minutes after the 911 call. The individual was identified as Robin Williams, 63 years old, and a resident there of Tiburon, California. An investigation there saying into the cause, into the circumstances of the death is underway at the moment, and more on what his wife said. In a statement she says, quote, "This morning I lost my husband and my best friend, while the world lost one of its best beloved artists and beautiful human beings. I'm utterly heartbroken. On behalf of Robin's family, we are asking for privacy during our time of profound grief. As he is remembered, it is our hope the focus will not be on Robin's death, but on the countless moments of joy and laughter he gave to millions, end quote. And that came from his wife, Susan Schneider. Also, a statement from the press representative for Robin Williams, Mara Buxbaum. She said, quote, Robin Williams passed away this morning. He has been battling severe depression of late. This is a tragic and sudden loss. The family respectfully asks for their privacy as they grieve during this very difficult time. If you are just joining us here on Hardball with Chris Matthews, we are updating you on breaking news. We are just getting word that Robin Williams, comedian and actor, 63 years old, has passed away, and evidently, according to what we are getting from local authorities in Marin County, in the unincorporated town of Tiburon, is that he has passed away as a result of asphyxiation, possibly suicide. That is information that happening at around 11:55 a.m. local time. Right now it is 4:19 Pacific. So we are looking at this happening about 4.5 hours ago. As the information comes into us here on MSNBC, of course, we will get that to you. But actor Robin Williams found dead in his California home there in Tiburon, California, a long-time San Francisco and Bay Area resident, well known in local circles early on in the 70s and 80s, no doubt, by local comedians, but then throughout the country as he had a flourishing career. So again, actor and comedian Robin Williams dead in an apparent suicide. Police called to his home in California earlier today, where he was found unconscious and not breathing. Tiburon, California, for those not familiar with the area, just about 30 minutes north of San Francisco, across the Golden Gate Bridge. At a small town, but very quiet and affluent, and very close to Marin County towns and shopping centers. So again, Tiburon, California is where Robin Williams was found about 4.5 hours ago, according to the 911 calls and what the Marin County authorities are saying. Again, to give you an update on what we're learning here on MSN.
On the other side of the break, and please, let's all just take a moment to give our condolences to the family of this great man that brought so much happiness and joy to people, and who smiled and laughed so much, but obviously underneath that happy facade, someone who's struggling with deep depression. Our hearts go out to everyone in his family. Stay right there. We're going to be back with this breaking news. Robin Williams dead of an apparent suicide at the age of 63.
He opened doors for us. He opened doors for everyone. As you see, I'm not very good for you tonight. I'm speechless. I'm processing this as we all are, and I'm unable to cope with it. It's inexcusable. It's horrifying. This is not a very good response to you, but you've got me moments after I've learned of his death.
Well, I think it was one of those roles. You know, you made us classy, you made us private. And I think, a lot of people just kind of trying to wrap their arms around this news tonight.
James, as we've seen so many of your interviews here, what do you believe his big gift was? What stood out to you immediately as you sat across from him?
The scope. He could reach out to any subject, to any reference he could reach out to. He just knew everything. And no matter what was happening, no matter what we were talking about, he could just simply reach out and seize something that was known to him, not to anybody else, and make something of it, turn it into humor. He had enormous. The great thing about the great comedians is that they do have this scope,
right.
And the rest of us have to struggle within very narrow confines. He didn't. There were no confines. There were no limits to his humor, no limits to his knowledge. He just somehow had it all out there, was ready for him, waiting for him. He could grasp it, turn it into something completely hilarious, and nobody else. There was nobody else, and probably will never be, as far as I can see anyone else who can do that the way he did.
James, inside the Actors Studio, one of the classics that's listed is one of the episodes that you and I are talking about here from 10, 12 years ago. And it's highlighting here what he did with a scarf.
With a pashmina.
Yeah. What happened, and what was that like?
It happened when I said to him, listen, tell me something. None of us can keep up with you. Your mind works at a speed that is beyond our capacities. Tell me what it is. How do you do it? What is the secret? Are you thinking faster than the rest of us? And he started to laugh, and he said, I can't tell you, but I'll show you. And he walked down to the front row, and the young woman was sitting there with a pink pashmina. She happened to be my goddaughter, and I'd given her the pink pashmina at Christmas.
Really?
Yes. And he reached down, he said, may I have that, please? And then he went through a series of extraordinary transformations with the pashmina, one after another. And the most remarkable thing of all was at the end, he suddenly folded it. It had little tassels on it. He began running the tassels back and forth in front of him. As his face emerged from it, he turned into a car coming out of a car wash. Now that's genius.
When you spoke with him off stage, I actually had a run-in with Robin Williams as a very young person. He came into my store that I was working at. Very easygoing, very everyday man. You wouldn't know that he was as famous or as successful as he was. I was trying to sell him a cookie at the time. But a very laid-back person. And later, people would say, hey, that was Robin Williams that just came here. Did you see him? And I was like, I had no idea, because he was just so everyday when he wasn't on. Because when he was on, he was on.
Yeah. Tell me, I've been fielding these phone calls one after another. Your phone call is from what?
We're with MSNBC.
Yeah, and your... Is this Chris Matthews?
Light that would twinkle in those eyes, and I have no words. It's just an amazing moment in time that this light is gone.
It's hard to believe we're not going to have Robin Williams around live anymore, that he's gone. I mean, it's just shocking to a lot of us who have enjoyed all of his career.
Yeah, somehow when you think of Robin, you just think that he will go on and on and on. And thank God we have all of this, all of his repertoire recorded. We have the comedy, the drama, the one-man show. Everything is there for us now to enjoy over and over again. Unfortunately, we will not see the newest creation.
Yeah, and 63, 63, he should have had many years ahead of him. 63, yeah. way too young to leave all of us.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So
I know I've said a lot, but I'm speechless. That this great artist is no longer on the earth.
You remember the last time you spoke with him?
The last time I spoke with him was a while ago, but whenever I spoke to him, it always started with a hug. And his famous phrase was, Papa, hi, Papa. And he called me Papa. I'm sure he called everybody that he knew. That was just his affectionate phrase. But it just warmed you as if you were in a warm bath.
West winds to 30 knots becoming north this afternoon. A few gale force gusts to 35 knots possible early. Showers likely this morning, and slight chance of showers this afternoon. Building to 8 to 11 feet early this afternoon. Tonight, north winds 15 to 25 knots becoming northwest 10 to 20 knots. Winds subsiding to 5 to 8 feet late. Wednesday, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Winds subsiding to 3 to 5 feet. Wednesday night, north winds 10 to 20 knots. Winds 2 to 4 feet.
Today is Tuesday, August 12th, 2014. It is 3:25 p.m. It's a cool day today. And I'm having myself some cereal this late in the afternoon. Cereal at 3:25 p.m.
Well, last time I went to watching that one too. I played your Penny
Ticket. Get your ticket out.
What are you giving me?
What's up? We have a camel bag with a cup and some popcorn.
I'll take it.
Ticket number 277.
Oh God.
277.
Yours was $2.90, I remember. I was like $3 something.
Way to go, Andy! All right. You guys got to share your candy. Hold on to your tickets. Okay, we've got a bottle of wine. All right, there's a bottle of wine. Joyce, I'm going to have you draw.
I threw mine away. I thought we were done.
All right, for bottle of wine, we have ticket number 283. 283.
I didn't drink wine anymore. It didn't matter.
I threw it away.
I
threw it away. You can call the next one.
283.
I threw it away. I should have a big
Number 334.
Oh man, I'm
Okay, the next one is going to be for an ottoman with a cover on it, and it's got places for magazines in it. Okay? All right, Joyce, I'm ready. Last three numbers are 3, 5, 5, 3,
Oh man,
5.
I am not working today.
Now, don't throw your tickets away. We do have more prizes.
I wouldn't want to buy wine.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Did you use your balloon or did you want it?
All right, we have a card, a bag full of goodies. Oh, coffee pot. Ticket number 351.
Oh jeez. I'm way off.
351.
Either below me or above me. I'm messing away.
Ticket number 351.
You save your ticket?
Alright, we're running out of tickets.
Alright, can't see.
Ticket number 3, 2, 2.
Oh man, I'm way off.
You're doing a great job.
It's in the bathroom.
Oh, it's recording.
Hey, little bunny rabbit.
You can take pictures with that?
Uh-huh.
Where do you get those?
Remember that one place we tried to pawn the game before and they didn't give it too much? That place. Media Exchange.
Can we, like... How much was that? Go together.
Mm-hmm.
How much was that?
115.
Whoa. Ah, hold on, not yet. Don't take a picture.
Hey, little bunny.
Do it with him first. Calm down.
That's one who took off running that one day.
Yeah. Okay. No,
You
why
can take a
you?
picture.
It already is.
Okay.
Hey, little bunny. Give him bunny ears. I wouldn't mind. It'd be fun. You enjoy it.
If I take Tyler to the doctor?
Shh. Little bitty Benson.
Your dad, I don't think he would.
What's he eating? Look at Puppy.
Like, his head is like pointing to the camera.
See?
So cute.
Take a picture.
Oh, dang it. Did you?
Ralph, if you want. How do you make it stop?
Hey, little bunny rabbit.
You can take pictures with that?
Uh-huh.
Where do you get those?
Remember that one place we tried to pawn the game before and they didn't give it too much? That place. Media Exchange.
Can we, like...
How much was that?
Go together.
Mm-hmm.
How much was that?
115.
Whoa. Ah, hold on, not yet. Don't take a picture.
Hey, little bunny.
Do it with him first. Calm down.
That's one who took off running that one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
you
why
can take
you?
a picture.
It already is.
Okay.
Hey, the bunny. Give him bunny ears. Welcome to Everyday Life of Ralph Powers.
Trying to pick up the pieces.
I got lots of chocolate in my face.
They're already reinforcing, determined to crush the invasion. While it is
Welcome to Everyday Life of Ralph Powers. Welcome to Everyday Life of Ralph Powers. Oh. Welcome to Everyday Life of Ralph Powers. Jacqueline.